On a cold December night in 2010, Gilgo Beach on Long Island whispered dark secrets. A police officer trained with his dog in the freezing cold. Little did he know that his steps would lead him to a secret graveyard, human bones peeking out from under the bush, wrapped in burlap bags. Like gifts from the devil, waiting to be found. This was not the first body, nor the last. Within days, the police found 4 women they later named the 4 Jellies: Melissa Barthelemy, Megan Waterman, Amber Costello, and Maureen Brennard Barnes, all young women who disappeared under mysterious circumstances, then turned up here tied up and mutilated as if they were victims of a demonic ritual.
The beach was my playground. Quiet place. Away from prying eyes. I lay out my plan carefully. Every move calculated. I left nothing to chance, because chaos is not my thing.
In the quiet village of Misabka Park lived a seemingly ordinary man, Rex Herman, a 59-year-old architect, husband and father of 2. His small red house was dilapidated and out of proportion to the clean streets surrounding it, but no one suspected that behind those walls lurked a monster. Rex worked in Manhattan, ran his small company. His colleagues called him a friendly organizer, someone who didn't raise suspicion, but at night he would turn encrypted phones into internet searches for torture and murder, as if he were building blueprints, not for buildings but for crimes.
I knew how to hide the darkness inside me. By day, I design buildings, and at night I design endings. People see what I show them, and I give them a reassuring face.
The story begins decades ago in 1993, when 28-year-old Sandra Costella disappeared from the streets of New York. Days later, our hunters found her body in the North Sea forest, mutilated by 24 stab wounds, her face and body torn apart, as if it were a revenge painting painted in her own blood. No one connected the crime to Gilgo Beach at the time, but the seed was planted, and 10 years later, in 2003, Jessica Taylor, 20, vanished from Manhattan. Her dismembered body turned up in Manorville, and her skull and hands were later found near Gilgo, her body mutilated by horrific craftsmanship.
I was learning with each victim how to make her disappear, how to erase her identity. Piece here, piece there. Art is in detail and blood. It was pontifical.
By 2007, Rex had honed his skills with prominent Maureen Bernard, a 25-year-old who disappeared after a mysterious phone call in Manhattan. Then in 2009, Melissa Barthelemy, 24, followed in 2010. Megan Waterman, 22, and Amber Costello, 27, joined the list. They are all sex workers, easy prey for a ruthless hunter. The bodies were wrapped in camouflage burlap bags tied up, and belts left on the beach as if they were displays in a sick gallery. Each victim bore traces of strange hair that had not been hers, but rather the Rex family, his wife and daughter, a clue that no one understood at the time.
I picked them carefully, weak and forgotten. No one seriously searched for them. They were just names to the world, but to me they were much more. They were my projects.
When they raided Rex's home in July 2023, they found a treasure trove of evidence. 350 electronic devices, a Rose document called Ashka 2002, and 4 terrifying charts he wrote himself listing problems such as DNA, tire prints, and supplies such as cords and medical strips. The blueprint contained instructions for preparing the corpse, cutting off the head and hands, cleaning the site, avoiding noise, writing notes for next time, such as using a heavier rope or a blow to the face. He was a mind-planning murder, he also plans a building.
Everything was under control. I didn't improvise. I prepared every move. Every killing performance is engineering, and perfection is my goal.
Rex didn't kill fast. Experts say he kept his victims alive for days, tortured them, enjoyed every moment. Jessica Tyler and Sandra Costella, thanks to their relatively fresh corpses, revealed horrific details of post-mortem stabbings, sexual mutilation as if painting a painting of pain. The 4 who were found on the beach of Gilgo due to decomposition of their bodies. Over time, no clear details of how they were tortured or killed have emerged, but the plan written by the killer suggests that they suffered the same horrific fate. He called those moments playtime, where he tortured them slowly, mixing pain and death in a sick ritual, then returning to sleep peacefully, as if nothing had happened.
Quick death is boring. I wanted them to feel like they knew who I was. Every cry was a note in my symphony.
Rex expertly camouflaged his actions. Every time it struck, his wife Asi Elrup and their children would leave the city, coinciding with his attacks on July 7th, 2000, June 9th, and September 2010. The disappearance dates matched his family's travel. He'd wait until alone before starting his hunt. In Manhattan, he used encrypted phones to call victims. He arranges meetings from his office. After the murder, he called the victims' families, taunting them, describing how he tortured and killed their loved ones. A cold voice echoes across the lines.
I lived 2 lives, and they were both mine. My family knows nothing. The world sees nothing. I am the engineer and the thug, both me.
By March 2022, the puzzle started to come together. A witness's sighting of a Chevy Avant truck in 2010 led them to Rex. The conclusive evidence was a pizza crust in a Manhattan trash can, carrying Rex's DNA, matching a hair found on Amber Costello's body. They traced his encrypted phones over 200 searches for Gilgo's investigations. Pictures of the victims, news of their families. He was obsessed with following his tracks, making sure no one came close, but he didn't calculate that the crumbs of his food would betray him.
I thought I was invincible. That pizza crust seemed insignificant, but it cost me everything. Sometimes, fate likes to play tricks.
On 7/13/2023 AD, the earthquake struck Rex, who was walking in Manhattan with his bag on his shoulder, oblivious to 3 investigators following him. They caught him in the street among the people as if he were a scene from the movie Neighbors, while they insulted you in disbelief. He was calm, didn't hurt anyone. Their raid of his home revealed over 200 puppet guns encased in glass, a library filled with ancient building code books, and documents detailing the murders. Grieving the loss of his beloved wife, I filed for divorce days later, and her children never knew the monster they lived with.
I did not feel any fear when they apprehended me. I was fully prepared, but not for the conclusion. I created my empire, and now they are attempting to dismantle it entirely.
Currently, Rex is incarcerated, facing 7 different charges. His legal team is vigorously working to separate the cases, meticulously questioning the DNA evidence, yet he remains silent with eyes as void and lifeless as the sea near Gilgo.
They might imprison me, but my story will live on. I am not the conclusion. I am the beginning of a new chapter. They'll keep looking, and I'll keep laughing from afar.